Hey again, everybody. Bobby Gaines here at a very important time in the baseball season. It is, of course, after the All-Star break, after the trading deadline, and now as August gets going, it's time for the real pennant races to heat up as, you have the wild cards in both leagues. And, of course, the divisions and how it pertains to the Boston Red Sox, well, they are definitely in it, to say the least. They have the best record in baseball, the best record in the American League, and just the best record overall. 75 wins, well on their way to 100 wins, something I've never seen in my lifetime, although I haven't been following baseball that long, and I'm only 29, so I've seen them win 98 games back in 2004, but that was the high water mark. And, of course, I've seen 3 World Championship teams. I've also seen some pretty lousy teams, but through it all, I've always stuck by my Red Sox. I always end up watching them, but, it doesn't really get good for me until playoff time. Well, I shouldn't say that. It hasn't always been that way. And actually, I just kind of wanted to make this rant to address something that somebody had brought up in another video of mine, more of a YouTube comment, actually, that just asked, why haven't I been doing more Red Sox stuff? And I don't know. I haven't, I've been excited about this team, but I haven't been, that excited about this team. It's not like 2013 when I was just, really just invested in the team emotionally. I watched so many of the games. I was, so, just pumped for them every time they won a game. I really loved that team. More than how good they were. I just like the team itself. Mike Napoli, Shane Victorino, Pedroia, Ortiz, just everybody on that team was just really easy to root for. I even like Johnny Gomes, who I hadn't liked with Tampa Bay and other teams, but I liked the kind of goofiness he brought to the team. And maybe that's what they're missing this year. I don't know. I know the 2004 team was known for, the idiots, Johnny Damon, Kevin Millar, Manny Ramirez, all those just kind of goofy characters that kind of made them fun to watch. And, you really wanted to see them pull it off because of the whole 86-year curse thing. The 2007 Red Sox were probably the most basic of all those teams. They had some personalities, but they were just they just went about their business. They had J.D. Drew and, Julio Lugo. Some other players who were, pretty good, but they weren't, the top of the league where you go, oh, wow, you got to see that guy. They still had Ortiz and Manny Ramirez, of course, and Jonathan Papelbon, my favorite closer, but again, as it pertains to this team, and I'm not saying this team's going to win the World Series, although it is a definite possibility, but there's just something about this team and just the circumstances around this team that I don't know. I haven't been as excited, but I have been watching the games. Pretty bad news about Chris Sale, but hopefully that won't be anything too major as the trading deadline has come and gone. And speaking of which, I do like what the team did. I like them getting Ian Kinsler. I like them getting Steve Pearce and who's the other guy they got? Eovaldi from the Rays, Nathan Eovaldi. They made a lot of, decent moves. They weren't, the big, splashy moves. Would have liked to see them get a bullpen guy, but I don't get too hyped up about bullpens. I can still remember when they brought Eric Gagne in. That was freaking stupid. Of course, that year they had a really good bullpen. This year they don't really have a great bullpen, but I think it's a little overstated how bad the bullpen is. I don't know. We'll see when the postseason comes. It only takes a couple of guys to get, on a run at the end of September for the bullpen to at least hold its own. Craig Kimbrell, you never know what you're going to get with him, but they weren't going to get another closer anyway, so he was going to be the closer no matter what. Maybe they could have added a 7th inning guy or something, but I'm not really going to go nuts about a 7th or 8th inning guy that, anyone could be that. So, as it pertains to the Red Sox, why aren't I excited? I think there's a number of factors. I think the last 2 years of postseason play is a big factor. And I don't care that they lost in the first round. I really don't. But it's just that they were so bad, especially in the first 2 games of each of those series. Then, the third game of each series, they, started to try, but it was, too little too late. I remember Game 3 against Cleveland. It was a close game, and they just couldn't quite win the game. Game 3 and 4 against Houston were both entertaining. But again, games 1 and 2 were so bad, you were out of the series before anything even happened. It was okay, gonna play the Astros now, made the playoffs, yay. And then by the 3rd inning of Game 1, you were done. It was just so deflating for me, just having watched the Red Sox in that 2013 run. And they faced some adversity. All 3 World Series teams, they didn't just waltz right into the World Series. The Red Sox were down against Detroit in Game 2 of the 2013 ALCS. Looked like they might have lost both games at Fenway, but then David Ortiz hits the big grand slam. They end up winning it in 6. The Cardinals were no easy opponent in the World Series. Same with, all the World Series teams. The 2007 Red Sox were down 3-1 to Cleveland, and they came back to win. And, of course, we all know what happened against the Yankees in 2004. So it's a weird thing with this team currently where it's they haven't faced a lot of adversity, everything's been kind of easy for them, which kind of makes it hard to root for them. But at the same time, I also don't feel like they're so good that they're going to run away with it and therefore make me more interested. It's a really weird combination where the Red Sox have the best record, but I don't know if that makes them the best team. And I feel like the Astros and Yankees, I don't think the Yankees are better, but I think the Yankees do match up better with the Red Sox based on what I've seen this season when they play each other. I don't get the feeling that the Yankees are afraid of the Red Sox. And I mean, I don't think the Red Sox are afraid of the Yankees either, but I don't get the feeling that, like, oh, the Red Sox are going to kill whoever they play in the playoffs. And that's really what matters. Not, who they can beat now, but who they can beat in October. And, I mean, maybe the Mariners or Oakland, they might be able to beat them just because those are teams that haven't really been there in a while. But, again, this is just kind of looking forward to things. And I know, I should always enjoy the moment for what it is, and it has been a really good season. And I am still enjoying it. It's not that I'm not watching any of the games. I am looking forward to this Yankee series this year, this week coming up. I'm looking forward to playing the Yankees and see what happens then. But, again, I'm just not that excited. I think another thing has been kind of the Celtics have kind of stolen the show the last year or so. They've just been a very interesting team to watch for me. I'm not going to get into the Celtics during the Red Sox rant, but they've been very interesting to watch. I know their seasons don't really cross over too much, but for what it's worth, a lot of my sports enthusiasm has gone to basketball. Whereas baseball is still exciting. It still has that traditional feel to it, especially in April, beginning of the season, just how it coincides with the weather getting nicer here. I've always liked that. And, at the end of the day, baseball is my favorite game. There's nothing like a baseball game where, it's a tight 1-1 game in the 7th inning and one pitch can make the difference and you just sit there and watch the game based on that one pitch. People say the game is too slow and there's not enough action. But I like that you don't know when the action's going to happen. It's not like basketball where they're scoring the whole game. In baseball, they could go 8 innings without scoring a run, or they could score 10 runs in 1 inning. It's just really crazy to watch. So in the postseason, especially those World Series, the 2013 World Series, where the games were 2-1 in the 8th inning, and I'm just sitting there watching, please hold the lead, or please get a base hit. You're just watching, glued to the TV with the suspense. There really is no better feeling, and I know other sports have suspense too, but I love the way baseball does it. I love the way just anything could be a great moment, or not, but it's really wonderful to watch. So in general, I think when the postseason rolls around, I will be more of a Red Sox fan. As it is right now, though, they're still exciting to watch. I'm still optimistic about them winning 100 games. So we'll see. I'd be interested to know your comments below. Are you excited about this Red Sox team? Love to hear it. So let's go Red Sox going into the World Series hopefully this year. Let's see what happens.